Hi, this is Kylie Koo. Today I'm doing a mixed media canvas for the Creative Arts Collaborations #event Love Autumn Art. So in case you haven't seen them already, I'll also leave links to the pieces that I did for Love Spring Art and Love Summer Art. So with my canvas, I'm taking a couple of pages from a gardening magazine and I'm just going to glue pieces down onto the canvas. Now, I won't show you this all the way through. I'll just put down a couple of pieces, let you see the approach that I'm taking, and then I'll cut it to the end of this step. And now I'm just going over the top with gel matte medium, because that will give me a better surface to work on next. So I've now taken a couple of pieces of tissue paper, and what I'm going to do is just to stamp onto this. I like to make my own kind of tissue paper, or not make the tissue paper, but my own designs on it. So I'll often save these if they come in any clothing items. So again, I'll just skip to the end. So that's that stage done. Now I've also collected some autumn leaves from the garden. Fortunately, there's still a lot of green leaves around, but they are definitely starting to turn. And what I want to do now is to use the leaves themselves to actually do some more stamping on the tissue. Now some leaves will give a better effect than others, but as this is just going to be one layer on the canvas, I'm not too concerned that in some places they're a bit blotchy. So now what I want to do is to try and add some shadow effect, again just using the leaves, but this time using some black paint. So now I'm returning to my canvas because that layer is now dry, and I'm just going to put some clear gesso across it, and then I'll take some white gesso just to kind of knock those images into the background a bit, because as they stand just now they're quite bright. And now that it's dry, I want to start to add some more colour to the canvas. So I've drawn a series of my favourite colours that kind of represent autumn, I guess, and I'm just going to apply these. And I think we've got to remember that during autumn we still do have some greenery around, so that's why I wanted to have some green in this and not just those colours that are maybe thought of as autumn or fall colours. do also want to add a bit of contrast, a bit of a darker colour, and that's why I've chosen the indigo. Now as it's gone on here, it was a bit too thick for my liking, so I'm just working at it, just trying to pull it off. You'll see that most of the colour that I've applied, I've put it into kind of blocks. I was just drawn to do that today. So now that that layer's done, I want to add some of my stamped tissue paper. So I'm just going to use a glue stick to apply it. If I used the matte medium, it would blend in probably better or deeper with the piece, but I want to be able to see it a bit more. I want it as a distinctive layer. So I just used my ruler just to cut the tissue paper. I don't want straight scissor lines, but equally I didn't want to just tear it because it often leaves very ragged edges. And what I was trying to do here again was that kind of block effect. And here it is with all the pieces of tissue laid down. So I'm quite happy with the way that that's looking at this stage. It is a distinctive layer. But what I do want to do is actually to start to knock some of it back in to the background a bit. So here I'm just using some white gesso. And with the gesso I'm being a bit more kind of fluid with the way that I'm putting it on. I'm not trying to create that same block effect this time. And I've just given that a minute to dry, and I'm now going to start applying some colour again. Just the same range of colours I had before. I'm not looking to put them in exactly the same places as before, but really just to spread them around. But still giving a little bit of that kind of block effect. What I liked here was that as I started to put some of this colour on top of the tissue paper was actually taking on the colour, and in some ways the images were standing out a bit more. So again, I want to take some of the colour back just a little bit, but this time I'm doing it by adding some gold on top of all the colour. It won't be a solid block, but just across most of the canvas, but I'm applying this with a dry brush, so it does help to spread it out a bit more thinly. So you can still see the colour through it, but you can also see the gold on top. And now I decide to apply some acrylic ink, and the actual colour is autumn gold, but I want to do a bit of drippage effect here. And did you see that? As if by magic, a cup of tea appeared in the corner. And as I look at this now, I see that my tea mug is looking quite like my canvas with the drippage on it. So I like the way that that's looking, but I want to give it really, I suppose, a bit of balance and to apply it from the other end as well. So my intention is to stick this leaf down, but I want a bit of colour around it. So I'm just marking roughly the outline and the shape of the leaf, and I want to start to put colour in and around that. intention was to stick the leaf directly onto the canvas, but then I started to wonder if I should actually use it again as a stamp. So I apply black paint, thinking that I might just actually press it down onto the canvas and try and get the mainly the kind of veins that are running through the leaf. That's what I'm interested in doing here. But now that I've applied it, I want to take a little bit of that off in between the veins. So I'm putting that down, pressing it down, trying to get the print. I had a look, it's working. And then I start to kind of smooth it out and start to wonder if in fact I should just leave the leaf there. I have another look, but I notice that it is actually going to start to tear the paper because I had pressed it down so hard. So that was it, decision made. The leaf, or the leaf I should say, would be left in place. So I'm just taking a baby wipe there to wipe off some of the black paint that had transferred to the front of the leaf. So because the leaf had only been put in place with some acrylic paint, I'm now just going round edges with the matte medium just to make sure that it's sealed there, and I'll go over the top of the leaf as well. Now I want the veins of the leaf to stand out a bit more, so I'm taking a black pen and just drawing over them. About snipping the stem off, but I decided I wanted it to be an integral part of the trunk that I'm now drawing. And now I'm just about to dab on gold and bronze paint, just trying to give more effect to the tree. It's difficult to see here. The camera, just because of the light, wasn't picking it up quite so well, but it does actually stand out quite a bit. And now I want to just put a little bit of an outline round the outside shape of the tree, just so that it's a little better defined. And that's the Stabilo all. And what I'm doing now is just taking a bit of the baby wipe that's still a little bit wet and just blending the Stabilo all with that. I could have painted it round, but it would have spread more probably, so I just wanted a little bit more control, which the baby wipe gave me. And I was just feeling the need here to add a bit more of an effect to the tree, so just using my gold Posca pen to put little dots on. And again, I'll just show you the start of this and then I'll skip to the end when it's actually completed. And now I want to add a quote. Now autumn's fire burns slowly along the woods, and day by day the dead leaves fall and melt. And that's by William Allingham. And now just going to edge the canvas with some black ink. I will go back and actually paint all the edges, the sides anyway, probably black, but that was just going to take a bit too much time today. And you'll see I then just take a little bit more because I do just like to always grunge things up a bit. So I do hope that you've enjoyed watching this and that you will now go off and check the work of some of the other CAC artists and see what they're doing for Love Autumn Art. And as well as my links to Love Spring Art and Love Summer Art, I've also put a link to the CAC Love Autumn Art playlist above, and it's also in the description box below. So as I put the finishing touches to this, I just like to say thank you very much for watching. Please do leave a comment below, or if you've any questions then please feel free to ask them of me. If you're not already a subscriber, I would love if you could become one, and thanks to all of you who have already subscribed. Thanks very much for watching. Bye for now.